What's up, connoisseurs? It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community. It is Monday. Happy Monday, August 5th. Hope you had a great weekend. And in this video, we're going to review Green Thumb's Q2 2024 earnings that just came out. They absolutely crushed estimates, but unfortunately, the broader market is extremely weak at the moment. And we had some of the worst losses today. There was trillions of dollars liquidated from the stock market, and Japan had its worst stock market pullback since 1987. So I'll save this for a different video, but just keep in mind that even though they did blow earnings estimates out of the water, it's very possible that it gets kind of muted, at least for the time being, until we start to see risk on appetite come back in the market. But we'll take a look at the chart on Green Thumb as well. We'll take a look at the technicals, what to expect in terms of price action in the days, weeks, months ahead. Before we get to it, though, make sure to smash the like. It helps support me in the channel. If you're new, you can subscribe. Tick the bell, you'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. As always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only, and you should never buy or sell anything based on anything that I say or write. And full disclosure, I do own Green Thumb in my MJ portfolio. You can also follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. And again, I'll save it for a different video, but I said 17 hours ago, here we go, early stages of the market top ending. Now we just need to see U.S. Congress banned from stocks to give us official bear market confirmation. Just in, Japan's stock market suffers worst losses since 1987. So like I've been on record to say that we're going to see probably one of the, if not the, one of the worst stock market crashes in history. And we're already starting to get a glimpse into the future, that could very well become a reality. And with, World War III, Civil War in UK, there's so many things. You got Israel and Iran and all these other geopolitical tensions. It really is setting it up for the perfect storm. But I do think that there's still more bull market left. We're just, this is just one of those pullbacks where typically we do see that leading into the elections, and then October, usually, coming on the end, especially into elections, is where we start to reverse. So we could see some, a little bit more turbulence leading into that. But like I said, before the elections, I think we should ramp back up. And then I think more than likely going to see a full-on bear market into 2025, first or second quarter. And Berkshire Hathaway sitting on a boatload of cash. They sold, so Warren Buffett sold half of his Apple stake. You got Amazon selling, Jeff Bezos selling shares as well. And you've got the Federal Reserve trimming its securities holdings as well. So the writing is on the wall. Now's the time to prepare, but again, we'll go into it a little bit more deeper in a different video. But just keep in mind that with that broader market weakness, it could overshadow these results. So Green Thumb Industries reported its second quarter 2024 results with revenue of $280.15 million, surpassing the Zacks consensus estimate of $277.2. So I'll just go through some of my notes that I jotted down here. The company also reporting earnings per share of positive 0.09, beating Zacks consensus estimate of 0.06 per share. This represents a significant earnings surprise of 50%. The company's revenue growth was primarily driven by an increased retail and consumer packaged goods sales in 11 incremental Rise dispensaries since the prior year period, as well as the addition of adult use sales in Maryland. And we have Ohio commencing tomorrow as well. Gross profit for the second quarter 2024 was $150.5 million, or 53.7% of revenue, compared to $125.3 million, or 49.6% of revenue year over year. Total selling, so SG&A, for the second quarter was $96.5 million, or 34.4% of revenue, compared to $84.2 million, or 33.4% of revenue for the second quarter of 2023. Net income attributable to the company for the second quarter of 2024 was $20.7 million, or 0.09 per basic diluted share, compared to net income of $13.4 million, or income of positive 0.05 per basic and diluted share in the same prior year period. In the second quarter 2024, EBITDA was $82 million, or 29.3% of revenue, versus $65.3 million, or 25.9% of revenue in the comparable period. So adjusted EBITDA, which just removes one-time irregular and non-recurring items that distort regular EBITDA. So adjusted EBITDA, which excludes non-cash stock-based compensation of $8.9 million and other non-operating adjustments of $2.9 million, was $93.8 million, or 33.5% of revenue, as compared to $75.8 million, or 30% of revenue for the second quarter 2023. And if you just scroll down, you can see the EBITDA, earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization, and then there's your adjusted as well. But if we just take a look at the estimates here, as I mentioned, Zacks consensus estimate was blown out of the water. But if you take a look at Moomoo here, they were forecasting $52.974 million for EBITDA. So it came in at 82. So absolutely smashed it. Ohio coming online, rescheduling, more than likely going to happen here before the election, in my opinion, with a slight chance of descheduling. But it looks like 280E is going to go away, and just imagine what this is going to do to these companies' bottom lines, right? Like, it's going to be massive, especially with Ohio. But look at their EBITDA from the prior quarter in Q1 of this year. 48.52 was the forecast, and it came in at 70.671. So they just continue to amaze. If we take a look at the revenue estimates, like I said, 277.492, EPS was positive 0.056. We take a look at investing.com, pretty much everybody was forecasting 277, so 277.23 million, and then positive 0.059. And then if we take a look at TradingView, pretty much the same thing, 277.227. So they absolutely crushed, and EBITDA was one hell of a number there. If we just take a look at their cash, so cash at the quarter end totaled 196 million. They also purchased 1,658,000 subordinate voting shares for a total of 20 million in the second quarter. So love to see that as part of their repurchase program. Also, Green Thumb President Anthony Georgiadis, I think that's how you pronounce it, said, "We are incredibly proud of the team and the results that they delivered this quarter. Our consistent focus on execution, the quality of our products, and our brands is a winning combination for Green Thumb. We have more excitement ahead as we look forward to making history tomorrow in Ohio," which it has been long awaited, and we're going to see rec sales kick off. And then we also had an article here from Green Market Report. So Green Thumb beats on second quarter sales ahead of Ohio launch. Management said it'll stay focused on execution and brand building as it outperforms most public MJ stocks. And Chicago-based company operates Rise dispensaries in 14 states. So we'll go through. Green Thumb continues to gain market share in the U.S. MJ, and we are in a strong position to further our mission of creating brands Americans love in the back half of 2024 and beyond, said CEO Ben Kovler in a statement. And then they talk about the 20 million in cash flow from operations for the quarter, and that was after paying more than 50 million in taxes. GTI also highlighted the strong cash position, like I said, 196.1 million, but that was down from 223.9 million at the end of last quarter, which was notable. So the company also repurchased, like I said, 1.658 million shares for 19.9 million during the second quarter as part of its own ongoing share repurchase program. Green Thumb noted that it opened 5 new Rise dispensaries across Florida and New York since the end of the second quarter, bringing its total footprint to 97 retail locations across 14 state markets nationwide. It is also poised to capitalize on Ohio's new adult use MJ market, which is launching this week, so tomorrow. This remains uncertain at the federal level. However, from a regulatory standpoint, we have no clarity on the rescheduling process as the DEA continues to drag its feet, Kovler said. We urge them to do their job, separate but relate. We continue to related. We continue to pay our taxes subject to 280E while at the same time generating cash and maintaining a balance sheet that supports long-term value creating for shareholders. So, like I said, fantastic report. Just imagine and they talked. There was some talks about them buying Boston Beer Co., which is behind Sam Adams. So we'll see what comes of that. But the thing with the U.S. right now is there's going to be a lot of competition. And, while rescheduling will remove 280E, the more we see reform, the more we're going to start to see, company like LP start to enter the U.S. market. So I can't see these margins, staying this way forever. But, this is definitely one of the more, established companies, right? And we did have an ascending triangle here on the weekly time frame. So it did confirm. And we do have a target of about 834 USD on our way to potential weekly oversold. But again, I don't think this is related to fundamentals. It's not that, MJ stocks trade on fundamentals right now. They trade on hype, and it doesn't matter if you're profitable, not profitable right now. It doesn't matter how good your numbers are. If the broader market is weak, if the sector is weak, it's very hard to go against the grain. And as of right now, risk on appetite has been diminished, and we'll see. I do think that, we could see a little bit of a relief rally into tomorrow. But all eyes are going to be on the broader market, right? And like I said, there's so many geopolitical things that are going on around the world right now that is making this kind of, just be forgotten. It's kind of sitting by the wayside. And I think, as we head into the elections, we're going to see more and more rhetoric and, using the MJ narrative into the elections to gain voters. But that, like to quote Boris Jordan, they're probably going to wait to as close to the election as possible. And we did have some clues that we were probably going to see more downside. We had a stochastic and MACD weekly bear cross. We lost the 10-week moving average on the weekly time frame. We lost the 100 weekly, and that's not looking good. We're below all of our weekly moving averages after topping at the 200 weekly, and now we're back below all of them. And then we're trying to confirm it as support here on the 50 weekly. We lost it and then confirmed it as resistance, and I want to see us close above that this week. If not, I think we could easily be heading down to that 834 target there on that descending triangle on the weekly time frame. So if we don't close above the 100 weekly here at 1027, then like I said, we could be falling down into that $8 range. But this is generally not what you want to see. You don't want to come back down and lose all of those weekly moving averages as support. We're below all of our daily moving averages as well, which is not great to see. And we just had a death cross with the 50-day above the 200-day moving average, and they crossed. And when that happens, when the shorter term, the 50, and the 200-day, the longer term, when that happens, that's called a death cross. On the other side of that, when the 50 is below the 200 and they cross, that's a golden cross, right? So this is not good. This is not what you want to see, but it's not going to be attributed to GTBIF itself, right? Or its performance. It's more than likely going to be attributed to some broader market weakness. So like I said, overall, great report. It's just unfortunate that it came out. It was poor timing, right? Unfortunate that, it is what it is, unfortunately. But, like I said, we could potentially see a relief rally into tomorrow. The stock market did kind of rebound nicely there. The S&P 500 into the end of the day. And we did touch down on daily oversold territory here on the GTBIF chart. So entirely possible that we come back, form a lower high on the daily time frame over the next day or two, and see a bit of a relief rally and daily oversold bounce take place. But like I said, I'm just very concerned about this weekly descending triangle that has a target of 834. So from the low of the day today, that means we could pull back another 16%. So personally, I think it'll just be a buying opportunity. But overall, this was a fantastic report that continued to absolutely destroy analyst estimates and continue to create that story of one of the most reliable, I guess is the word I would look for in the MJ space, right? They just quarter after quarter after quarter, their revenue continues to exceed, and we'll see what happens with regards to mergers and acquisitions and whatnot. But this is a name that I'm looking to add more of, and I would kind of welcome a little bit more of a pullback down to around that $8 mark. So I'd definitely be looking to add some. It's one of those names where it's a bit more safer. It's a safer bet, right? It doesn't have as much upside, but has downside is a lot more limited as well. Kind of compared to like an IIPR in terms of performance, stock performance. All right, going to end it there. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this earnings in the comment section below, and we'll continue the conversation there. It's Rod with Power Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth, and we'll see you again on the next video.